Guys, welcome back to another episode of Let's Make Mario Game or video. I don't know what you actually want to call this. Um, in the last episode, we ended up doing a piranha plant. Let's run this actually. Yeah, we ended up doing the piranha plant. It was pretty simple. It did took a while longer than I thought it was going to, but um, let me move this a little bit over. This is what we had in the last video, and yeah, it wasn't that crazy going on, but in this episode we'll continue with the next enemy. But I want to let you guys know I actually recorded this video already. But the problem is that I have to re-record it. I'm recording it again once again because in the last episode or last video that I was supposed to be the actual video, the resolution was terrible. It was so pixelated. I don't understand why. I mean, the video editor that I'm using, or whatever what I'm using to record, had an option for full screen, so I ended up doing full screen this time. And when I was editing it, I mean, I didn't realize until I was editing it that it was terrible quality. So I already have it done. So I didn't. I mean, I could have either just deleted everything and restarted all over with you guys, or I don't know. I just didn't want to redo that again. So I'm just gonna go over it and what I actually did to have. Let me put this over to make this work with Bullet Bill. So this is what we have, and that's what we were supposed to be the actual video. So that's what I'm gonna tell you what we did, what I actually did. So let's go over it. It'll probably be a little shorter video than it should be, but at least it'll be shorter, right? So, um, so, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, make sure you have the bullet bill texture in your folder, in your whatever images folder you have it in. And if you don't have it yet, it's also, like always, it's in the repository in GitHub. And make sure you grab it under the images folder and pop it into your project. And once you do so, let's create a new class and call that bullet bill. I already have created it for you. I already have created it, so let's start this, right? So once you create a new bullet bill class, we will want to include enemy, and we want to inherit from enemy. So call the class in bullet bill and inherit it from enemy. Update the constructor to have an entity pointer variable in it as a parameter. Have initialize function and an update function. Have a set target and check balance functions as well. Initialize, kind of already gives it away what it actually is going to be doing. An update that will basically update a bullet bill. Set target, which will determine. Well, actually, I don't even know if I'm using this anymore. Actually, am I using it anymore? No, I am not, because I updated it. Okay. First of all, in the last video, if I did it live with you guys, I still have it. I just don't want to upload because it's terrible quality. I was detecting it when the bullet bill should shoot or fire or go across the screen, depending on where the player was at. But then I changed it to something else, and that's inside this check balance. And inside this check balance is where I'm actually determining when the bullet bill should fire, and that determines where the camera is located. So once the right side of the screen gets closer to a certain point, that's where bullet bill will start shooting. And since it's always going to be shooting to the left, then I'm checking the right side. I don't think there's ever a game where it's going from the left side, because I think at least for this level. So, and also make sure the bullet bill. Oh, you know what? I'll point it out when the time comes. Then that means I don't need this anymore, or at least I guess this is a good thing then, right? I came back, cleaned this thing up. So I want to have a start position. Create a variable for speed and boolean for active, and we'll have a const float that will determine the max velocity of bullet bill. And once you've done so, let's go into bullet bill CPP. In the constructor, make sure you do his thing. Pass in the entity and make sure you do the base constructor as well. You initialize speed to be 300. That was about the speed that I thought it was a pretty good, decent. It was pretty decent. So 300 seems fine to me. You can change that wherever you're liking, but that's what I liked, and I'll keep it that way. And initialize function, make sure you call the base initialize. You want to have to start to equal the get position so that we know the starting point of our bullet bill. And the reason why I did it this way is, I mean, that start position is temporary. Oh, I didn't want to build it. Cancel. No. Okay. The reason why, I mean, this is just temporary for now since we don't have an actual way to delete entity at the moment. So what I did is that once he leaves the right side of the screen, it resets itself at the beginning where you restart it. So we'll use that variable later on. Once you have set it, let's go to our update. Make sure you call the base update. We want to make sure. Oh, you know what? We did update some stuff. Okay. You guys will not have this okay. No, okay. So before we continue to the update, let's go to our enemy class. Let's go to our enemy class, our header file. Let's include a boolean in there that will say if it's alive. We will use that boolean later on in the future, so I might as well just include it. And also in the CPP file, make sure you put it true here. Just to make sure that's gonna be true. For some reason, when I set it this way, it didn't actually set it as true. I don't know why it didn't set it to true, but it didn't. So just make sure in the constructor and the enemy class, make sure you set it to true. Because every time you create an enemy, it should be true, right? At least for now. Not just temporarily, so they can make build work. So once you're done, so I think I did something else. Yes. I'll come back to it when the time comes, actually. Remind me. So let's go back to Bullet Bill's update. And make sure if it's alive, I mean for future, right now it's not going to be touching it. But just for future wise, if it's not alive, then you just return for now. And then we want to have an if statement, saying if it is active. And by active, I use that boolean as if once it's ready to shoot. So once it's ready to shoot, it's active. And once it's active, then we grab the velocity, we increase it, and that's where it shoots off. So this is where the bullet bills can be shooting off once it's active. Once you have done so, let's go to a check bounce. Let's check the bounce or a camera, and determining when it should like reset itself and when it should what's the right way to do to shoot and when to reset. So once you have your check bounce in TPP file, you want to grab a position. Let's grab a position of bullet bill. You want to grab the cam position, which is being set inside the parameter. You want to get the X position. And let's say if the position is less than the left side of the camera, or left side of the view frustum? Yeah, camera view frust. It's not really frustum. Let's call it view. If it's less, then the cam, which is cam X the cam X is basically the left side of the left side. We add a little buffer to it, or padding, I guess you could want to call that. Yeah, so that when it resets itself, it doesn't do it on screen, it does it off screen. And if it's already on the left side, you want to reset its position to its starting position. You want to set M active to false, so that way it doesn't shoot off right away. And we set the position back to 0. I mean, here I just put it to do just for the future reference, so that this is where we can declare when bullet bill should die, or at least pull it. I don't think we can pull it though, because like a pull system. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know if we can do that actually. Because there's only it's only maybe 3 bullet bills in this level, right? Yeah, I mean, it'll save us memory. I mean, it's not going to be a big deal, especially for a small game like this. So I don't know. I'll let you guys decide if you guys want to decide. If you want to do like a pull system or something, I mean that would be cleaner, of course. But it's up to you guys. I'll let you guys, put in the comments. Let me know what you guys think, and we will talk about this in the future when the time comes. So, anyway, let's go to this one. This is where it's the right side. Oh the camera's view. And I can type today. And so we have, if it's not active, that way make sure it doesn't set it to true every single time. It's on the right side. If it's not active, and we set the position is less than the cam position plus padding to the right side. So we have let's play it. It's pretty. Wait, what's going on here? Set target is not a bull. Oh, we'll fix that later. It's pretty self-explanatory, but I just want to tell you right now. So if the position of bullet bill is less than the cam X plus the screen width, plus a little bit padding so it doesn't shoot off right on screen, so it's going to be somewhere around here. If it's less than, and bullet bill, I'm trying to figure out. Let's pretend this is bullet bill, right? So padding be like 200 right here, and once bullet bill reaches to the less than that, and then it will shoot off, right? So when the camera's view X gets less than, then it'll be like, oh, shoot. Okay, once you've done so, you may have an error because you don't know what screen width is. So you want to make sure you include system devs on top, and that will give you access to screen width. Alright, I think that's about it about bullet bill. There's nothing crazy going on. So let's go to the game CPP file. Let's include bullet bill. I want to make sure, yeah. You know what? Yeah, that's fine. In the CPP file, let's include bullet bill header file in the header file, in the CPP file, and in the game scenes header file, we want to add an entity camper or position because we want to keep reference to it. You'll see later on, and we want to keep a reference to bullet bill. So let's create a class bullet bill pointer of bullet bill. So once you've done so, let's go to the cameras and game scenes CPP file. Let's include our texture. So you initialize it wherever you have the bullet bill in a folder, whatever folder you have it in. And I called it bullet bill. You can name it whatever you guys want. Whatever you want, guys. And once you've done so, let's initialize it. Let's initialize bullet bill. Where's bullet bill here? Right here. So we want to create an entity, set the entity scale to world scale, and make sure X, for me, because the texture is facing the wrong way, I have to flip it. So if you guys haven't flipped it beforehand, then you want to do negative scale on the X so you could be facing the right way. And you want to set the position to be off screen for now. So you want to set the screen width plus 300, right? So it could be like somewhere off screen. And 450 on the Y. You want to create a sprite. We don't want to use animation sprite because bullet bill doesn't have an animation. And you want to use sprite. Equals new sprite. And we want to set the texture from file name. And we put it as bullet bill. And once we've done so, set bullet bill to equal to new bullet bill object and pass in the entity. And right under that, we also initialize our camera. So instead, I know before it was something like entity pointer entity maybe, or was cam entity or something. Whatever it was, change that to be to the one that we saved. So cam entity equals add entity, and make sure you pass it into these three so you can take account for that. Just update those. And once you've done so, in the game scenes update, we want to pass in bullet bill, check balance, so you pass the position of the camera. So that's how we redetermine the balance of the camera for bullet bill. And in the future, we probably can have a for loop here because there's going to be 3 of them, right? But yeah. So that's our bullet bill class. If you run it right now, you will have a bug. It will crash on you desperately, and your computer is gonna be fired up and blown up to pieces. I'm just kidding. No, you will have an you will have an error. So the error is in our sprite class. Let's go to our sprite class. So let's open up. If you don't have OpenGL 4.0 open, let's open it up. Let's go to graphics and let's go to our sprite CPP file. In here, oh, actually, you know what? I don't think you have an initialize function, so you probably want to also open a header file. You want to, if you don't have it, make sure you have an initialize function in the header file. And once you've done so, you initialize our sprite class initialize function. Make sure you initialize the base function, not base function, base initialize as well. And we want to set our shader. We didn't set our shader by default, so make sure you set it by default. I mean, you don't really have to. You could have just done sprite. What was it? Set shader from file name. That would have worked as well. It's up to you how you want to do it, but I would like to have sprite to have a default shader to go to just in case, you know. So for me, I ended up putting it. So let's set our default shader to be equal to texture, and you make sure you pass in assert just for debug purposes. And once you've done so, then you should be able to run it now. Be able to run it. Your computer, well, maybe not. Oh yeah, it should be fine. I get this error sometimes. So I gotta figure out why. But then it should run fine. It should run completely beautiful and amazing. Your computer will not blow up. I promise. So once you go across the screen, once the bullet bill reaches a certain position, it will shoot off, and then it will reset itself, and be like, "Oh no!" Once again. So this is what it's gonna be doing. It's gonna be shooting multiple times, over and over and over and over, forever and forever in a forever loop. You know, but. But yeah, that's about it, guys. Since we didn't have a way to delete our entities yet, I just reset it itself. I hope it's fine, or you can just stop it once it goes on the left side of the screen. It's up to you, however you guys want to do it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I apologize that I did not have it. I messed up in a previous video. I mean, you guys didn't see it, but I hope that this is a better quality video when I finish this. So I hope so. But hey, I cut the time by half because the other video was like 30 minutes, 40 minutes I think it was. So at least I cut this by half. Yeah, this is pretty much simpler, isn't it? I don't know if you guys, yeah, that should be fine. It just doesn't feel like, I don't know, I just thought it's not really like the way it should have, like the previous videos, like the way I do it, so it's kind of like weird. But I'll make sure not to have it full screen next time. Yeah, that full screen option is terrible. But anyways, I hope you guys liked this video. If you do, put a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you guys like, so whatever you guys want to do. Leave any feedback, future suggestions, or anything in the comments below. Yeah, just want you guys to know that I do read them. Yeah, most likely, majority of the time, I don't end up replying. I apologize. Usually, I end up seeing it when I'm busy. So either I'm at work or something, and I'm like, oh, I'll reply later, and I forget. So I apologize for that. I'm gonna do better on that. But just know that I do read them. I do read them, and I do take into consideration. So, but yeah, let's see anything else. In the next video, we'll either be doing Bill. Oh, not Bill. We already did Bill. There's only two last enemies that we have to do in this level, and that is Rex and Koopa. Oh, you know what? There's one last thing that I have not taken account for. Oh, jeez. I completely forgot. And that's the bullet shell, right? That bullet shell. There's a red Koopa shell a little bit ahead. And there's no way. Ah, interesting. That means we're also going to need an animation for that. You know what? We'll come back to that later on. I'm gonna put it in my notes. But anyways, there's two last enemies that we have to take account for, and that is Rex and Unshelled Koopa. And they're pretty simple. Rex probably has a little bit more code than Koopa, or more than Bill or Piranha Plant, because there's two different phases for it. One when it's normal, and once when you hit them once, it gets smaller. It gets squished version of it. and it moves a little bit faster. It's nothing crazy. It's nothing like it's not difficult. As trying to say, but it has a little bit more. It should be having a little bit more code, I guess. Anyways, and then after that, we'll go to collisions, which is the next big thing that we have to do. And I decided to do box with I think it'll be a good thing to do. It'll be easier for us. And but yeah, we'll talk about that when the time comes. I don't want to make this video any longer. I talked too much already. 2 minutes is much more than I should be, or 3 minutes. But anyways, but one last thing I'd like to talk to you guys is the the amount that I upload these videos. I know I do it once a week because that's how I said it before. But if you guys want me to do this a little bit more, maybe twice a week, let me know. I know it feels like forever that I post this. You know, I haven't posted that much of these stuff. So if you guys feel like I should probably post them more often, let me know. Put in the comments below, or message me, or on Twitter, whatever works for you guys. And I'll if there's a lot of people that's gonna say that so, then I'll make room for it. I'll have a to-do list and I'll put it in my calendar that I know about it. So, anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoy your day. Hope you have an awesome, amazing day, and I'll see you guys next time. Signing out, guys. Signing out.